Going because you're going to love this trick. Take a look at your card. Put it over here. We're doing the world famous face card trick. What's your name? Rail. Rail, do me a favor. Take the cards, find your card, put your card in my hat. Go through the cards, find your card. Oh, by the way, just get a picture of Rail and I. All right, so Rail, is your card in the hat yet?
Not yet.
Is it on my tie? Look here on my tie, Rail. Look at my tie.
Not there.
Oh, wait, look at the camera. Oh, cool. So what was your card, Rail? What was it?
It's not in the deck.
What was it?
Ace of diamonds.
No. How can you say that? That's the 9 of diamonds. Very slow. How did this look? Did that look all right, Real?
Very good.
All right, let me do that again. Watch the 9 of diamonds. But a lot of people don't think I actually take it out of the deck and put it into the deck. They think I do some kind of maneuver. Let's do the 9 of diamonds trick here. So you could take out one. Just take one. Take one out. Is that a 9 of diamonds?
Yeah. The whole deck's a 9 of diamonds.
No. Make sure. Take the deck, sir. Show her another 9 of diamonds and win dinner somewhere famous.
Why did you take the card? That card.
And why you take this? Make another card. That's what I say.
Yes, I have put. Yes. On the news tonight. It's on CBS.
I see trees of green, red roses too, for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful
of the 3 equal bits of rope. Watch. Now look, they're equal at this end. That's half the battle. You hold this one. Make sure that I do not cheat. We're going to put this one next to that one. This one next to that one. And therefore, when you stretch out the rope, show the audience, let go, you'll notice that we have 3 equal pieces of rope. This is the little one. This is the medium one. This is the long one. 3 equal pieces of rope, but only a moment ago, this was the little one. You remember, this is the little one. Yeah. This is the medium one. This is the long one. How the hell is it?
Hallelujah, hand in hand. Hallelujah, all over the land. Is afraid to live, is afraid to die. It becomes so confused, is afraid to cry. In Hollywood, sweet Hollywood, Billy has almost forgotten his name.
That's me, ladies and gentlemen, my cousins! I've got my glasses on because this is my MC bit. I've got to do this. My name, of course, is Barry Hilton. I'm here at great expense to talk serious nonsense to everybody and sundry. I'm just going to go through a few of the housekeeping rules, and of course welcome here to the SAJAC Shindig. It's a fabulous timetable we've got to stick to because Pam is very, very, very strict. You will see, ladies and gentlemen, on the tables there is going to be a raffle of orchards. The raffle is $1 each, and Pam will explain to it later on. There's lots of raffles here. There's a prize for the person who invited the most guests. There is, of course, the prize for the people who are longest in the USA and the newest people. In the meantime, I just have to go through some housekeeping rules. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is a non-smoking venue. Is that good or bad? The bathrooms are on the outside over there. Just as you go out the exit door, to the left again, the bathrooms are there. Choose whichever side you want to go to, it's up to you. And I've made a plan with the food. I've organised it, it's kosher. So, we're going to get straight into this, and it is, of course, this is a non-smoking venue. There is, however, a smoking section. It is in Pasadena somewhere. But you know, smoking is terrible. I mean, they were doing a survey. They were doing a survey on cigarettes. Excuse me, we're doing a survey on cigarettes. Yes. Do you smoke? Yes. How many a day? 20. Any side effects? None whatsoever. Thank you. Excuse me, doing a survey on cigarettes. Yes. Do you smoke? Certainly. How many a day? 30. Any side effects? None whatsoever. Thank you. Excuse me, doing a survey on cigarettes. Yes. Do you smoke? Yes. How many a day? 312. Any side effects? None whatsoever. Thank you, madam. Now you laugh, eh? For the people who don't know me, I've come all the way from South Africa. It is the toughest place in the whole world. And people saw me somebody said to me the other day, just when I got here, wow, Barry, you've lost a lot of weight. And of course, and I started doing that thing. I went to one of these herbal life conferences. Actually, they asked me, they said, have you been doing herbal life long? I said, well, I started when I was 16, but I got arrested that time. Have you ever wondered why so many people, have you seen people with herbal life? Did you ever do herbal life? You have it, of course. This big guy comes to you, hi. I'm on Herbal Life. I lost 12 ounces this week. And you see the guy about 6 months later, he's like this, thin. How you doing? You want to know how I lost my weight? I said, I know how you lost your weight, John. Herbal Life. It costs so much you can't afford food. Because you know, it's bad. I've always been a big boy, you know what I'm saying? You know you're fat, you know. I fell over last year and I rocked myself to sleep trying to get back up. I went swimming in Cape Town and all the whales got up and went like, we are fam. So it's quite frightening. Okay, we're going to go straight into the program now, just to get the things in motion. The young lady who's worked tirelessly getting me here and probably spent 3/4 of the fee that she saved on telephone calls to me. Could you answer that, please? It would be quite important. But you see, they're selling cell phones now. Technology is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Technology is with us, and cell phones are so good now. They're the size of thumbnails. Have you not seen them? The size of thumbnails. Please take your time. Cell phones now the size of thumbnails, and they're selling them specially to kugels in pairs as earrings. And you can see them walking down the road. Hello, how's hello, yes, hello. Listen, now hold on, listen. Phone me on the other ear. Yes, I want to walk straight. So, with no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask this beautiful young lady that brought me all the way here from South Africa for this fabulous do. Please put it together for young Pam. You know.
Charlene, where are you? I want to tell you, I would have Charlene Wallach on my team any time. Wow, she is amazing. Anyway, So far, nothing has gone the way I planned it. So I just figured out, well, Pamela, you've got no experience with 373 people. You've got no clue how to handle it. So you say they're going to be outside, the doors are going to be closed. At a moment, the doors are going to open, everybody's going to come inside and dance around because you want to do the horror. Well, it landed up that everybody was outside because they were having a lovely time with Pam and Hillel, and they are fantastic. And there I was on the floor with my 5 selected Israeli dancers, and nobody wanted to dance. Everybody wanted to catch up with the people they haven't seen forever. That's what 373 people are all about. So I decided I was just going to let the evening happen the way it's going to happen. So if you've got a suggestion, bring it to me and I'll do it. It's fine. It's, no problem. So I'm going to put this down a little bit, and I've got to take this over here. Okay. So when I look around the room, I see people that I know for 25 years, because some of the people here are the original members of SAJAC. And so this is what it's all about. But aside from that, it's also about the fact that there are all these people I don't know. And that's the reason I've been running around the room and looking at these people and saying, hi, how are you? Because they represent where SAJAC's going. I don't know that all of you read my AGM notices, but this year we changed from being SAJAC San Diego to SAJAC. And what that means is that we're SAJAC nationwide. And nationwide means that expats, Jewish expats all over the country can belong. And why do we want to do that? Because as SAJAC San Diego, we found a way to stay alive for 25 years. And that says something, not just to me, but to the community. And so we've got these little secrets, and we can share them. And I have this idea that we'll have splinter groups all over the country. And I also have this idea that we're going to be social networking, because that's the only way we're going to keep the children and the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren. And it's going to take a while before they are even going to be interested in hearing the stories about Lithuania and where these wonderful, amazing people who represent all of you, Lithuanian, Eastern European Jews who came to South Africa because our forefathers decided that they needed to save us. And then within 2 generations, we upped and left, and here we are. And so here are our little American offsprings, and they need to know about our roots. And so that's the reason that I'm so passionate about SAJAC, because that's what it represents. So part of it is having a good party, but the other part is actually passing on the information that we have and that we know, so that all of these people following us are going to be able to share it. Anyway,
Turn the page.
okay, there's so many here. 1 second. First of all, I'd like to recognize the 25 years of presidents who have brought us to this proud moment. It takes a lot of volunteer hours of time to steer an organization in the right direction, and they have all helped to do that. Unfortunately, our very first president, Leah Levine, she's not here tonight. She opted instead to be cruising. Oh, I see, I've got to do this. Okay. She opted instead to be cruising in the Mediterranean with her family. Can't really compete with that. But Leah was a leader with a cause. She set the high standard that we all continue to emulate. So, past presidents that are here, please come up and accept the small token of gratitude for your contribution to our successful quarter of a century. So I'm going to call your names, and then please come up, and I would like to present you with this beautiful, oh yeah, I'll show you. Nepcal printers have donated all the printing to us tonight, and they are so exceptional at everything that they do. How do you put a name, a number in the middle of the table without having to find a way to stand it up? Ask Carlos, he knows. And so, you know, this is the kind of thing that Nepcal can do. So, Mervyn Kolish, please come up. Jean Davis. Merle Davis. Oh, Merle's sick, so she may not be here. Steve Friedman. Sean Edelstein. Jeff Chalmers. Charlie Warnock. Sandy Kolish. Diane Schaffert. Glenda Sachs-Jaffe and Moira Berman.
Beautiful smile.
Without me.
Oh, no. Now I'm going to take 3, okay? Here's the first one. Beautiful smile, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Let me have another one. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3.
Leon Slade. He was on the original board, and it was his conceptualization of the weekend that has sparked the motivation to make this happen. Thank you, Leon. And then there's Barry Cohen and Diane Levinson. Barry was the one to bring the idea of Barry Hilton to us tonight. Not only are they hosting Barry at their home, they also hosted a Shabbat dinner for many of our out-of-towners last night, and they had 50 people for dinner. No sweat to them. Terry Awesomeness, thanks for organizing the centerpieces on the table. Appreciate your help. And Peter Sachs, oh my goodness, if you see those beautiful Protea arrangements that he brought for us, that is just fabulous. So I have gifts for all of you, and so if you come up, I can give them to you. And I also want to mention Charles Rubin and Mitch Kevin, Charles responsible for putting this thing together, driving up and down the freeway, blood kosher, waiting for the Mashiach. You must admit, we're better than the 21st, right? You're not having to be that inconvenienced. And Mitch, I went to help Mitch on Wednesday with the baking. And I can tell you that it's an amazing experience to see people like this that are so special in terms of being so talented in what they do. And I can't thank them enough for the work that they've put into this. In actual fact, I have one of my mom's cookbooks as a gift for each of them to say thank you. Okay, so quickly I'm going to tell you that Wendy Miller and Michelle Diamond are the people. And you're talking, Wendy, and I'm talking about you. Okay, well, so Wendy and Michelle Diamond, they are the people that take care of our welcome wagon, and they've been doing it for years, and I really appreciate the fact that they are so competent in what they do. And then there's Tanya Friedman. She's been heading our Friendship Committee for 12 years now. When there's a death in the community or someone is ill, within 24 hours, Tanya has organized meals to be delivered. And now, I also know that if Tanya gets in a bind, she does it herself. Avra Kassar and Linda Robinson are the 2 angels who are responsible for sending out obituary notices to our community. Informed, an email blast goes out, and the very next day, there are hundreds of people in attendance at local funeral and prayers. I can't begin to tell you how many times SAJAC has been acknowledged for providing this invaluable service. Linda is away, but Avra is here tonight. Thank you, Avra. Celia Levy. Celia was on the original SAJAC board and has maintained her behind-the-scenes commitment to SAJAC for 25 years. She has been handwriting notes of congratulations to our community for as long as I can remember. She tried to resign the other day. I wouldn't hear of it. What would we do without her? Thank you, Celia. And then there's Diane Shuckett, her daughter. She thought she was done with her presidency. Not so. It's she who continues to pick up the mail without fail and is always there for me. Thank you, Diane. Brian and Suzanne Marcus, they head our Preventative Committee. This committee provides service and funds to people in need in the community. They quietly take care of everything, and I mean everything. It's only after the fact that I learn all the details of sometimes very complicated circumstances that they handle with ease. Thank you, Brian and Suzanne. And then there's my dear friend Moira Bergman, who I actually never knew until we started working on the SAJAC board together many, many years ago. Moira is always there, and I mean always there to catch me. Thank you, Moira, I appreciate it. And finally, I want to acknowledge my new best friend, Gittel Testman. Actually, she's not really a new friend because Gittel and I went to Banana Park Primary School together when we were 5. And so when I told Gittel about this evening, she got really excited. And I mean, really excited. And so she came down for a field trip to see what was going on here, and she has been at my side throughout the time in helping to get this together. So I'm sure you must have received an email from Gittel. Day and night, she was always willing to lend a hand. And so I thank you, Gittel, from the bottom of my heart. I could never have done this without you. I'm going to close now, and because I could carry on the other people that need to be acknowledged. But right now I'm going to give it over to Susie, who can give us a few tunes and let you tap your feet. Thanks, everybody.
Sorry, wait. There is someone whose presence in SAJAC is the reason that it continues to survive. Even though many people had thought it had outlived its purpose. This is someone who changed the direction, kept it vibrant. Someone who always found volunteers, even when we thought there were not going to be any. And when there weren't, then she was there to just do everything for them and see it all to the end. So Pamela, we know you do a lot for SAJAC, and much of it's done late at night, out of sight, and you seldom get direct thanks. But I know you don't do it for the thanks. You do it because you want to see SAJAC survive and be a legacy for the children who come after us. As board members, we have a tough time keeping up with Pamela's energy and exuberance. Many of us give up trying to keep up, and some of us just stop feeling guilty that we don't. But we all know how much she does, and I know that there are many volunteers who do special things year after year, and Pamela acknowledged them in her speech. But she is someone who does a lot of things all the time, year after year. Multiple tasks, just to make sure that SAJAC just keeps going and that all the administration tasks are taken care of. And Pamela, it would probably take me all through dinner and a better memory than I do have to mention everything that you've done. Like take care of, build up the website, get it going. You put the accounting system online when most of us thought it was an impossible task. You organized the 21st birthday bash, and then you made sure that Leon's idea of this shindig saw the light of day. And it probably would have just died on the vine as a good idea if you hadn't done all that you've done. So we do want to extend our thanks to you for everything that you've done for SAJAC, and we think you can take some time off after this weekend. So would you please raise your glasses and just, we'd like to give a toast to Pamela.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, give Pamela another round of applause, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel so tall. Okay, we just have to run through the sponsors here before we're going to break for dinner. And of course, Susie is going to sing with Craig. And they're going to play a video. And we're going to have a fantastic party and be really, really cool. We just have to just quickly go through the sponsors. The San Diego Private Bank. Wow. I don't know what you guys are. Yes, don't clap now, just because I've got a week finish. Just clap at the end, okay? The bank, because I don't know what it's like, the banks are here. South Africa, we're in trouble. I think the Standard Bank is about to collapse in South Africa. And I say that with seriousness because I went to the bank just before I came here, the Standard Bank in South Africa, and I put my card into the ATM and it said insufficient funds. Oh, shit, if they can't give me 500 bucks, I don't know what they're going to do. Chai South Africa, Karen Polek. We've got Netcall, Grant Kaplan. Thank you for Grant. He tried to get me a work permit here, but unfortunately I couldn't pay him the amount he wanted to. We just wasn't enough time. But thank you, Grant. I don't know where you are. Thank you, but I'll find you shortly. We got Stand With Us as a 10-year anniversary. We have Cohen the VOD, Choice Hospitality Group, which is Pamela's son. He's putting me up in a hotel, but he doesn't know that yet. Susie Slender. Where's she gone? Susie Slender. Wow. Don't clap like that either, because I'll throw you a fish. And of course, Pamela Levy. We have Elliot Wolf. He boasts 34 years as a headmaster of King David. Now you see, when I went to school in South Africa, if you went to a posh school, you got beaten up. If you went to a rough school, you got respect. Do you remember that? The kids would say to you, what school do you go to? King David. Really? What school do you go to? St. Stithians. Here's the Vaseline I'm maintain. What school do you go to? Highlands North. Please, take everything I've got. Just don't leave me. Because I don't know about you guys, I was bad in school personally. I was terrible. I left standard 6, second break. Because they used to ask us stupid questions. Remember that? Teacher would say things like, who in Greek mythology was half man, half beast? Buffalo Bills. Who was Joan of Arc? Noah's wife. Come on, stop that. Sandy Gurik, Charlie Rennie Frank. We have Raylene and Lawrence Block. It's Leather Rock. Is that right? I hope I'm getting this. The Shabbat. Is that how you say Shabbat? Because I'm not Jewish, guys. I'm not Jewish. I used to be Jewish, but it grew back. So Rabbi Colbeck, the Shabbat Center. Of course, we've got DG Electrical. We've got Helen Davis. We've got Zara Scottsville. Delhi, South Africa. We're at Delhi, South Africa today. It's fantastic. The guys are from Durban. Sorry, this has gone off. We were at Delhi, South Africa. The guys really make you feel welcome because they are from Durban. They hijacked 12 people there. Money. Can we make a plan with the sound? I forgot, this is a Jewish place, it's extra. Well, J-Team, can you hear me? G-Mac. And of course, we are very, very grateful for all the sponsors. If I've missed anybody out, I don't care, I've been paid. Thank you. And of course, all the information is on your table. So once again, a nice round of applause for Pamela. Thank you very, very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to break now. We're going to have dinner. There is, I think, 4 stations outside. Not yet, not yet. We're going to have a video. And Susie's going to sing first. Get it right here. It says
Yes,
here.
ma'am, what do you think? I'm just chopped liver. Right?
I'm also a ventriloquist. Ladies and gentlemen, Susie, thank you.
Welcome. Be my peeps from last night, eh? How's it? No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on a shelf. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my life for you. I know for certain the one I love, I'm through with flirting, it's just you I'm thinking of. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my life for you. Like your corner, in the corner, don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't stay out late, don't care to go. I'm home about 8, just me and my radio. Ain't misbehaving, I'm saving my love for you. Like the corner, in the corner, don't go nowhere. What do I care? Your kisses are worth waiting for. Believe me, I don't say. Can't you see I'm no good without you? I'll never use them. Your goodbye left me with eyes that cry. How can I ever make it without you? That used to be my heart, so why not take all of me? Why not? Why not take all of me? Thank you. Oh, chicken.
Okay, let's do it.
There's lots of garlic here.
The light.
All right, hi everybody. If I was Barry, I'd say something like "Hoe gaan het?" But I haven't said that for 30 years. So tonight, thanks to Pam Nathan and the incredible Shindig committee, we have become participants in achieving something that no other organization has been able to achieve. We stand together to say that even though we, all of us here tonight, are far removed from life in South Africa, even though we left the country for a variety of reasons, in a variety of circumstances, even though many of you and me don't even visit, and even though our kids speak with American accents, we stand together to say we care about our roots. We still have a nostalgia for what was. And we recognize that as we get older, the place we once called home is still filled with memories we need and want to cherish. And oh, we have achieved one other thing tonight.
An entire evening unlike any other we'll ever attend, where we cannot share a single secret in Afrikaans. Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard, my name is Charlene Wallach, and I'm the Fund Development Officer overseeing the operations of High South Africa as part of my role at the Jewish Community Foundation here in San Diego. Together with the JDC, the American Joint Distribution Committee, we have created a mechanism to process tax-deductible donations here and in Canada, and expediently transfer the funds to the homes of Southern Africa. On behalf of our founders, our part-time staff person, Mandy Katz, who's here tonight, and all the residents of the homes in South Africa, I stand humbly before you to thank you for your support in the past, your attention tonight, and your support hopefully in the future. High South Africa was, hello guys? Excuse me? Hello? Thank you. That's much better. I was a school teacher. Okay. High South Africa was founded by a wonderful, caring, committed foursome. Claire Elman, who's in Israel today, and Felicia and David Mandelbaum, who are in South Africa, all send their best wishes, and Charles Jaffe, who you will hear from in a few minutes, who recognized that as immigration took the philanthropists out of the country, they were also the ones that could help the most. They recognized that their children and grandchildren would go to South Africa and that they would meet descendants of other South Africans. And hopefully as they look back on their roots, they would want to visit and witness for themselves a vibrant Jewish community. Though there are many needs of this dwindling group, the mission of our organization is to support the Jewish residential homes of Southern Africa. The homes that were built almost 100 years ago to ensure that no Jew would be left without a secure place to live and to thrive. From modest beginnings, these facilities became massive institutions, where in Johannesburg alone, the annual budget is over 200 million rand. The children's homes that were once orphanages provide a safe haven for the most vulnerable. And today, even though there are no orphans, the homes taking care of the children, those homes are taking care of the children of the state, those that cannot be taken care of in their own homes. These children attend school, even university. They go to Herzliya. They receive help with job placements. They go to camps. They get therapy. And most of all, they get a loving, safe environment with companionship. I want to take a moment out tonight to thank the many generous donors who sit in our audience and all of those who could not come and enjoy this weekend with us. Without their support for the past 12 years, High South Africa would never have been able to send more than $3 million, which in today's money is about 24 million rand, to Johannesburg, Pretoria, Durban, Cape Town, and Zimbabwe to support Jews who need it most. Thank you. One must remember that our dollars go a long way in rands. For example, in Johannesburg, $18, the price of a coffee run for us, can provide one full day of meals for an aged resident at Sandringham Gardens. $18 can provide a caregiver for one of the mentally challenged at Sowen Seagull. And at Arcadia, the children's home, $18 can provide one session of therapy for a child. For $54, triple high, you can support one person for one day, including food, shelter, nursing, and medical care. Can you imagine what $180 could do? This shindig is allowing us to reminisce about the past, to remember the Jewish lifestyles we all had, and as important as that is always, it is as important to remember that we would like to secure the Jewish community in South Africa for generations to come. I wish I had been able to visit the place my grandparents were born, but because of the Nazis, most of those communities are gone. Here in the States, we have the privilege of not being persecuted. We are not being killed, and we are not being driven out because we are Jewish. And therefore we can, and we should, not forget the Jewish communities all over the diaspora that are critical to the Jewish people remaining strong. So together, let's ensure that we support those left behind in their magnificent efforts of keeping Jewish life alive in the towns and cities that meant something to all our families. And now, making its world debut at the SAJAC Shindig, who is Chai South Africa.
So many great organizations out there to support. And I just want to remind everybody, this is not about having a parent in a home or having a child in a home. This is about caring about the Jewish community in another country. If you're South African, it's your heritage. If you're not South African, it is still a Jewish community that we should care about and support.
Well, last, thank you very much. We'll just wait for the lights to come on. Have you been working here long, Jose? Well, whatever. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of my show in Braille. Cool. So what can we say? We'll get it together eventually to make a plan. Yeah, South Africa is the toughest place in the whole world, and it's weird. We have all this violence in South Africa, and we sort of grown accustomed to it. But if you go down the world, people think that there's violence. But you don't understand. I was in England last July when they had riots. Do you remember that? They was like really violent. They were breaking windows and things like that. It was quite scary. And I was watching this youngster stab another youngster. This is a true story. He was stabbing another youngster. But I was working, stabbing him, Clapham Junction, stabbing him. And a policeman was going, "Hey, I think you should stop that, son. Because if this bloke dies, I might have to tell your mum." I come here, the American police confuse the hell out of everybody. No disrespect to your guys, but chiefs, EM. Because they don't talk English, they pull you over and they say, "Put your hands on the vehicle." I ask you with tears in my eyes, what the hell is a vehicle? With respect, I know you don't understand me, but it's the truth. And I want to tell you that South African police are the toughest in the world, ladies and gentlemen. That's why our jails are full. South African police don't say, "You must stop that, son," or "Put your hands on a vehicle." They get straight to the point, South African police. Stop! What can you say? And I go all over the world, and I'm very fortunate. I was in Australia just before I came here, and because we are so used to having crime and that, when there's no crime, like here too, people are just open, they keep their doors open, there's no burglar bars, there's no security fencing, there's no electric fencing, there's nothing, just open doors. Now I'm a South African walking through the town and I'm thinking, there is a business opportunity for me here. I'm going to bring half a dozen guys from South Africa that can't get a job, and I'm going to give it horns in one of your areas for about a week and a half. Then I'm going to open my own cash converters. And I can imagine an American guy coming into my new cash converters and say like, "Wow man, a 72-inch LED television. I have one of those at home." Not anymore. But anyways, we are lucky to be here, we are lovely, and it's fantastic. And has anybody here been overseas? I mean, you've come here from that place, but have you been has anybody been to England? What a weird place. It's so cold in England. If you do a skid mark in your underpants, only when you put it in a washing machine it goes. Relax. And the British people, have you noticed this when you talk to anybody? I don't know if it happens to you when they say to you, I was in England the other day and they said to me like, "Here, you talk funny. Where are you from then?" Africa. You from Africa? You from Africa? Do you know my brother? Yeah, he stays in Kenya. Harare, I think. And then it comes, here. Where's the capital of Zimbabwe then? In a Swiss bank account. And then they ask you a really stupid question. How bad is the crime then in South Africa? Give me your wallet. You don't understand. Nigerians come to South Africa for an apprenticeship. And I mean, it's great. I see a lot of people here, and I met a guy who plays soccer, or they're doing stuff with soccer. And soccer's a great sport. It's going all around the world. It's actually called football, but only in South Africa here, it's called soccer. And I actually had the privilege, I did the World Cup, you know that. I was convinced when we had it, I was convinced that we were going to take the World Cup. I was convinced. I thought, even if we didn't win it, somebody in South Africa was going to take it. Because I don't know if you've seen football. Have you seen football players on television? It's violent there, man. Have you seen it? They scream at the ref and they go mad. Have you seen that? As soon as the referee blows his whistle, they switch the sound off. And because one of the players always goes like. And all the deaf people around the world are going. But you see, I worked with David Beckham. Now, he's not the world's most brightest guy, but he's a brilliant football player. As a football player, he's unparalleled. But he came over to the World Cup in South Africa to do commentary. He came over to do commentary for the British press. And his sort of natural skills as an auditor of English doesn't crack it. He answered a question to some journalists and he went, "Yeah, I do, don't I? Yeah. They're nice, aren't they? Little white things, aren't they?" Is it my time? Hold on. Come. That's a great way to mess my joke up, isn't it? No, it happens. I know what it's like. No, I know what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I had a near-death experience. I got married. I'll never forget how I proposed to my wife. Now we just changed the subject completely. I'll never forget how I proposed to my wife. I said to her, "You're going to have a what?" No, you laugh. I'm 56, my wife had children. 56, pal. Now, I don't know, young people, like, where's Matthew? Where are you? There, Matthew. You know that young people like you, when you do that thing and you make those sort of bean sprouts, did you know you make 300 million bean sprouts in one day? Did you know that? 300 million! And apparently they can all live on a teaspoon. And people think Tokyo's crowded. But as you get older, you sort of back off a bit. So I'm 56, I made children 3 years ago. And when I made 7 bean sprouts. 7. And you know, when the act of getting pregnant is quite simple. All these 300 million sperms must just wait there. And it's like a triathlon. You know? And they've got to swim, and all their object to do is to go in to the safety of a Zozo hut, nestled between 2 cul-de-sacs. So, it's quite a mission. So it's like 300 million of these guys. Ready? And because there's so many of them, they haven't got much stamina. They can make it for 4 minutes. That's it. 4 minutes, they're giving it horns. But when you're old like me, you make 7. And they've been in gym for 50 odd years. So they've got stamina. So it's like a casual. Ready! Just swim up there and go, what's up, bitch? So, I've changed my whole sort of set, it doesn't matter. So we're going forward, eh? We're having such fun. It is the toughest place in the world, South Africa, but we're away now. We're away. I'm here now. I'm coming to live here. Hopefully I'm finding a new, I'm going to find an immigration lawyer. It's going to be very difficult.
Thank you.
Oh, you're the one. From Houston. Dallas. You'll have a good time. I've been watching, now I've been trying to catch up on you guys. I've been watching John Wayne. Remember that John Wayne? He used to give that sort of... I take gout tablets now, it's much easier because I do that. But anyways, I'm digressing somewhat. So I've got all these. I've got a young wife now. You know, my wife. I'm 56 and she's 37. I took a chance. I thought to myself, if she dies, she dies. And I've got a little child, you know, a little boy. I've got 6 children. But my little boy is like 2, and it's funny how people ask me, they say, wow, you're quite an old man now, and you've got a young child now, how do you remember? It's like riding a bicycle. Who remembers the first time ever? How old was your child the first time it sat up, and what was it like? It's about 9 months, more or less. And it was like the first time in your life you ever had a hangover. Do you remember? How old was your child the first time you walked? It's about 13 months, more or less. And it's like the first time in your life you come out of the pub, drunk out of your mind, and find your car immediately. Because kids do stupid things, they drive you insane, don't they? You must never lie in front of your children, because that's the biggest thing you could ever do, is lie in front of your children. Women do it all the time. I'm so sorry about it, but it's true. Not being sexist, girls, but women do. They teach their children to lie. You've got a boy about 15 years old, he's got pubes, he's got hair under his arm, he shaves, he does all that thing. You take him to San Diego Zoo, what do you do? When you get there, you tell them you're 11. One boy, he's like obsessed with his muscles. He's obsessed. So he walks around the whole day after gym, he's like... He says to me the other day, Daddy, tell me the truth. What do you think of these guns? It's your pistol I'm worried about, boy. So you must never lie to your children ever. I remember when I first started as a comedian, I had no money, and I took my son with me to the butcher, because I went to the butcher to get some bones, to use the marrow in the bones to enrich the vegetable soup. But instead of telling the butcher, I've got no money, you lie. But you don't lie in front of your child, because it backfires. Imagine me, I'm in a butcher shop. How's it? Can I have some bones? For the dog. And there's my youngster. We're getting a dog, we're getting a dog. Quite embarrassing. And why is it children always like stop you in the moment? In South Africa, I don't know if you understand this, sir. In South Africa, we have conjugal rights. Okay, which means we're allowed, ask our president. Conjugal rights. But my boy Tyler used to wait until I was about to conjugal. And he would like rush into the bedroom and say, "Hi Dad, why are you sleeping on Mom? Get out! Not come in this room until you knock, boy." Okay, I knocked. Why are you sleeping on Mom? Get out. Do not come in this room until you get permission, boy. Daddy, it's cold in the passage. You don't love me. Shall I get some oil for that squeak? Where's Mommy going? How come the dog can watch? And then you notice how kids let you down. My boys, I don't know if you take them to school yet. Do you take your kids to school yet? You do, eh? We're on those big yellow buses. Will you take them to school? In South Africa, I don't know what it's like here. Certainly in South Africa, our boys, they love us in the car. They love you until you're 3 blocks from school. Daddy, stop the car now. Dad, please do not, Dad, don't do this to me, Daddy. Please. Don't take me to school in this car, Dad. Please. Don't do it, Daddy, please. I want to have sex once in my life, Dad, please. Why did you buy a Hyundai? It's the only car hijackers can't pronounce for spares.